Hello, Verblingites. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good whatever. I'm glad you're here. Now we're going to have a discussion on small talk. Let me show you the slides real quick. So quickly, we're going to do topic surfing. And what does topic surfing mean? First of all, we'll start out by reviewing last week where we went over answer, add, ask. We'll give some examples for answer, add, ask. I will explain what topic surfing is, then we will give an example, and then we will practice by discussing hobbies, which is a very typical small talk conversation. Okay, so that's the plan for today. So looking forward to everyone getting here and starting as soon as possible. So, yay. So just to tell you, my name is Holly, and I'm from Idaho. It is 2 a.m. here in the Mountain States region here in the United States. Idaho is located between Washington, Oregon, and Wyoming and Montana to east and west of us, and then Canada to the north of us, and Utah to the south of us. See what else. A little about me. I was born and raised in Idaho, and then when I was about 24, I moved to Korea, and I experienced a life outside of the United States, and it was wonderful, and I was hooked. So I lived abroad for many years, and now I live back in the United States. I lived in Korea and in Finland. And we have a student. Somebody has arrived. Yay! Nezreen, how are you today? It's a beautiful flower.
Thank you. Hi. Can you hear me?
Yeah, just a little. Your sound is kind of breaking up. Tell me. Hello?
Okay, I have a problem with connection, so it sometimes it keeps off and on.
Okay, that's no worries. Just if you have to come out and come back in, that's not a problem. So yeah, so where are you calling from, Nezreen?
I'm from Egypt.
Egypt, awesome, awesome.
Thank you. Thank
and
you.
what is the weather like right now in Egypt?
It's fantastic.
Is
really?
It?
It's like, yeah, it is. It's not hot. It's not cold. It's like spring time.
Awesome. What is the weather? Is it 20 degrees or 15 or 25 or 28?
I think today is like 25. Yes, 25.
25. That is.
It's what? How is it called? Cellulite? Cellulite? I think something like that.
Well, there's actually two words for it. You would say it's 25 degrees centigrade, or 25 degrees Celsius.
Huh.
Is what it would be. So. So anyway.
I think degrees is fine. Degrees is fine.
Yeah, 25 degrees. That is really nice. So, hi Rafa, how are you today? Hey Rafa, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Spain.
Spain.
I've been in your classes a lot of times.
Yeah, I think you have a different picture though.
Yeah.
So
it's the same picture, but in another part of the picture.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I recognize the pictures before I recognize the names. So, yeah, that's right. The last time you didn't have your face. It was just the ice part.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. It's the same picture, but you moved it over. Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome. So how are you doing today?
I'm pretty well.
Uh-huh.
I'm right now a little bit asleep because it's right in the morning here.
Uh-huh.
I'm
Saturday morning?
yeah. Um, as you say, I'm an early bird, a night owl. Early bird.
Is it what? Say that again.
Early
Early bird.
bird.
Oh, you have been in my
Yeah.
class. Yeah, okay. You're an early bird. Yeah.
Mm.
I had somebody come yesterday who was he had woken up and he couldn't get back to sleep. So he goes, I think I will be productive. And so he jumped into a verbling class. And he was there from 4 to 4:30 in his time zone. And then he said, he interrupted me and he said, Holly, I think I need to go back to bed. So I bored him enough. I put him to sleep. So awesome. Hello, Araceli. How
Hello,
was
how are
how
you?
was your break?
Nice, I was having breakfast with
Di-
my family.
Okay, awesome. Okay, she was in my class. I don't know what happened, how it happened, but this is the fifth class in the last 5 hours with no break. So,
Oh my God.
and normally you teach maybe two verbaling classes, but somehow I ended up with five, and I think it's because I signed up for the last two classes on a Saturday, and then first few classes on a Sunday, and they weren't on the same screen. And so I didn't realize it was five in a row. It's funny. So anyway, so
Maybe,
yes,
yeah, maybe you need to have a coffee or something in
yeah,
the middle of the classes because it's
yeah,
really tiring. Five hours teaching in a row.
yeah,
Hard. I know that for experience.
yeah. From experience, you do. You guys know this? This is it's called Rockstar. It is an energy drink, and it has like 2 or 3 times the the caffeine, and uh, I kind of needed it today, so I went and bought it right before the first class. So, hi Roxana,
Is it
how are you?
healthy? Is it healthy?
Hello.
Some people it's more healthy than soda pop, because it has like vitamin B's. It has a lot of um, but it's not it's healthy, but it's not. It's you know, I will only drink a Rockstar if I really feel like I need it. And I was worried when I saw my schedule. I went, oh no. So anyway, Roxana, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Want to ask, is this drink really help you?
The drink really help? It did when I first started drinking it. It did help me. I haven't drank enough right now because I'm scared that I won't be able to go to sleep. But when I first started drinking it almost a year ago, I was amazed how much energy it gave me. I was very, very surprised. But at the time, I was drinking too much of it, and it stopped helping me. So now I drink maybe once a month, or not very often, and so it helps. But if you drink it a lot, no, it doesn't help. So, but do you guys have this in your country yet? I'm sure it will come. It's like, what is
We
the
have
one?
Red Bull. We have some brand that's called Red Bull, I think.
Yeah, I think what I've heard and what I've read is Red Bull is more potent. Do you guys know what I mean by that? More potent. It actually it has more caffeine. It has even more. It gives you even more energy. And I've had Red Bull I think once when I lived in Finland, and I went to class and I was like shaking and all that stuff. So I've never had it since. So. Anyway, okay, let's go ahead and get started. Were any of you guys in my class last week when we went over small talk? Excuse me.
No, I think no.
No? Okay. So I wondered that. So what I did is when I set this up, I decided, this is part 2 of maybe a 4-part series on small talk. So what I'm going to do is we're going to quickly go through what we talked about last week, and that is what answer, add, ask. First of all, how many of you guys like small talk in English?
Me too. Me.
Yes.
Me.
Yes, in English or in any language.
Any language or in English, it doesn't matter. Do you like small talk? Don't like it?
Yes.
Okay, you like it?
Of course, I like it.
Okay. All right. And Nazreen, do you like it?
Yeah, small talk, big talk, any kind of talk, I like it.
Okay, you like to talk about anything. It doesn't matter. Okay.
Yeah, I love English. I love English.
Excellent. Okay. How about you, Rafa?
I think it's an important issue to begin a conversation more deeply and to connect with people. It's the door to talk with others.
Yep.
It's a good deal.
Yes, I agree with you. Roxana, how about you?
I don't know what does it mean exactly, small talk.
Okay. What small talk is, basically what Rafa just said, is it's basically the door to continued communication. For example, I have a couple people that I went to university with who told me they said, I don't like small talk. So when someone would come up to them and say, in my country, it's really common as a common greeting. We say, hello, how are you? And she would say, how are you? But she would never answer the question. And because she thought it was silly to ask that question, and she thinks small talk is silly. But it's kind of small talk is the beginning of a conversation. It is a conversation, but it's very it's just it's kind of on the surface. Small talk does not go deep.
Okay, see. I think I don't like it very much. I think it's necessary with people you don't know well. And if you talk with friends, you don't need a small talk.
Mm-hmm.
But it's necessary sometimes have a small talk.
Yeah, it's interesting because people from Northern Europe and your region, where the colder areas, Finland, Sweden, Russia, actually that's exactly what they say. They say small talk isn't necessary. You say what you say. Where people from the southern states would say it's interesting interculturally how different people respond to that. So, okay.
Yes, hello?
Hello, were you in the small talk class last week?
No.
Okay,
Probably
you missed.
no.
Okay, all right. So we're doing a review right now. So
Okay.
do you like small talk?
Yes, I like it.
Okay. I also like it. But I have family members like Roxana who does not like it. They just they think it's kind of silly. But it is, as Rafa said, it is a doorway to get into some people's minds and hearts. Okay, so
icebreaker.
yeah, it is. Basically, that's what small talk is. It's like an icebreaker. So, first of all, to quickly go over, I'm going to review from last week because this week is part 2 of a 4-part series that I have that I set up based on a book that I read. So basically in small talk, how many of you guys have been to a party or a social situation where you talk to people but you don't talk very long? Is anybody? It seems like everybody gives you one-word answers, or you give one-word answers, and the conversation isn't very long. Anybody?
No, I don't think I often take part in this kind of situation.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Roxana. Anybody else? Okay. So the tip that we went over last week was, in small talk, you answer the question, you add a little bit, and then you ask a question to the person. For example, a poor small talk conversation, somebody would say, "How was your weekend?" And the answer is fine. And then there's silence. A good small talk conversation. How was your weekend? Great. I went skiing. How was yours? This is answer, add, ask. The answer is fine. I had a normal weekend at home. So, where did you go skiing? I went skiing near my house on some cross-country tracks. Do you ski very much? Well, So what they were doing is they were answering the question and adding a little information and asking. And this one, they just answered the question. Okay? All right. So, topic surfing. How many of you guys like to surf the internet?
Me.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Me.
Does anybody not like to surf the internet? Okay, so everybody likes to surf the internet. Okay, so Nezreen, what is your favorite website? And Roxana, I'm going to mute you for some reason. There's a background noise. I'm not sure. Okay. Okay, so you're going to mute yourself. Okay. Okay, Nezreen's back. Okay. Rafa, why don't you start? What is your favorite website and why?
One of the most interesting web pages for me right now is eBay, and other here very similar in Spanish, that is second-hand, because I was trying to find new devices or second-hand devices or furniture many times and other things, because I need find stuff cheaper than in other place, and this web page like eBay or secondhand are very useful for me right now. That are the most interesting right now for me.
Cool. All right. And what is your favorite browser?
Always I try to use Google Chrome.
Okay. Yeah. Well, a question for you. Before Google Chrome, what was your favorite browser?
Internet Explorer, I think.
Oh, IE. Okay. Okay. I was a Firefox person. Always used Firefox until I learned about. I tried. Somebody told me to try Chrome, and I didn't do it. And then I was at a job, and the IT people said, we are not going to support Mozilla, so go to Chrome. And so I did, and then I haven't been back. So, okay, question, Ake, how about you? What is your favorite website and why?
Yeah, I often watch YouTube, and I often check the SNS, Twitter, mainly Twitter and Facebook. And I often listen to the podcast show.
Okay. Oh, wow. And are the podcasts the ones that you listen to on your device when you are walking?
Yeah. Device, I explained previous class.
In the last class, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So, each week I'm getting to know you guys even more. So, so what is your favorite browser?
Google Chrome, because
Google
it's
Chrome too.
quick.
Yeah. All right. And Roxana, how about you? What is your favorite website and why?
One of my favorite sites, I think, Interpale. It's some kind of site where you can have a conversation with other people from and other countries, and some kind, of course, some kind of Russian sites. It named Contact. It's like Facebook, just in Russian. I think.
Yeah. Okay.
And for else, I like a site named Ororo, where you can watch a lot of different series and films in English and with subtitles.
Oh wow! Okay, so you can hear it in their original language, and then read it in Russian. Does that help you in your practice on listening?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Great help.
Yeah. All right. Araceli, excuse me. Oh no, I'm sorry, Roxana. What is your favorite browser?
Google Chrome too.
Okay.
Before Google Chrome, I used Firefox.
Okay.
Now it's Google Chrome.
So you're a convert like me from Firefox to Chrome.
Yeah.
Okay. And Araceli, how about you? What is your favorite website?
Nowadays, I usually visit some teachers' forums so that I can get some information, useful information, and also the news feeds. I like to be aware of what's happening, like online newspapers or whatever. And I used to visit social networks like Facebook, like that, but maybe in the last year I don't do that too much. I don't know. I kind of got tired of that.
Okay. Yeah. So, question for you: have you ever heard of Teachers Pay Teachers?
No. Sorry, what's that?
It's called Teachers Pay Teachers, and .com, and what it is, it's a site where teachers actually make curriculum and materials for other teachers to buy.
Okay.
And I know it's fairly popular in the U.S., but I don't know if it has an international market or not. So I was just curious about that. So.
No, what we do here sometimes is we share our materials, and there is a lot of initiatives in that sense to make common material available for children. For example, here in my country, due to the financial crisis, the textbooks are very expensive, and some teachers are making like a volunteer work. They are making books and uploading them so that people can use them for free.
Yes, and Teachers Pay Teachers has a lot of free things too, and then there's things that people buy. So it's both. So, but yeah, it's the same idea. It's basically where teachers are sharing with other teachers. So, and Nesreen, I'm sorry, Araceli, what is your favorite browser and why?
I think it's like you or Nesreen. I use Chrome, but before I was using Firefox.
Okay. And Nesreen, are you able to speak?
Yes, I am.
Good. Okay. Good. Because you've been coming in and out. So, what is your favorite website?
italki, Verbling. Any websites? Any websites help me with my English, to improve my English.
Okay, awesome. That's great. So, what is your favorite browser?
Chrome.
Chrome.
I like. Yes.
It's interesting with 1, 2, 4, 5, 6 of us. We are all Chrome users. So that's
because it's the fastest browser.
Yeah.
is existing right now.
Yeah, it kind of bothers me that they are collecting information. But then again, I thought to myself, well, I guess it doesn't matter all that much. But okay. So topic surfing is very similar to internet searching. Let me show you why. I think it's on the next page. Okay, no, it's not. I guess I didn't actually write it out. Okay, so I'll write it out now. So basically, with topic surfing, what you end up doing is you start on internet surfing. What do you go to a home page, right? Or you go to a excuse me, a search engine, right? And what do you do after you go to that home page or search engine? What do you guys do? Anyone? Okay, what do you do?
Log in to sign in. Sign
okay,
up first.
Okay, you sign in or log in or yeah. What if it's just any kind of website? It's just like a blog or something. So
read the first page. Read the wall.
So we read the web page and we also press links. Press on links that we're interested in, right? We might look at the history of the company or the products or whatever, right? And then once we're done looking at that certain area, we go back to the home page or the search engine, right? Right, everyone?
Right. Yes. Right.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So that's actually the same in topic surfing and small talk. And so, say you're having a conversation, and you're talking to somebody, and all of a sudden you've run out of things to say about that topic. So what you do is you go, your memory takes you back to the homepage, or it takes you back to the beginning of the conversation when you started talking about that, and then you ask another question based on that. So, for example, let's go to the example that that we showed you, and I'm going to. This is an example we read earlier. Okay, and Nazreen, I'm going to mute you because I keep hearing myself. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, there. That's better. Okay, so let's go ahead and Ake and Aratheli, could you read A, and Aratheli, could you read B, and then stop right here.
I think he wrote he was not. He would be right back.
Okay, then Rafa.
Yeah. How was your weekend, Araceli?
Great. I went skiing. How was yours?
Fine. I had a normal weekend at home. So, where did you go skiing?
I went skiing near my house on some cross-country tracks. Do you ski very much?
Not really. I haven't skied in 20 years. How often do you ski?
Okay, and then so the conversation continues about skiing until the topic is exhausted. And then the conversation goes back to the beginning. And so B says, or it should be A, I'm sorry. It should be A here. Let's change that. I just realized. A says, finally, so what is a normal weekend in your life? So we went back to here.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is the home page. And so what is a normal weekend in your life? And then, or you might go, so what do you do if you haven't skied in 20 years? What have you done? Welcome back, Aka. So that's pretty much what topic surfing is. So you exhaust the topic, which means you finish. You talk about the topic for as much as possible, and then you go back to something that was said before and ask questions. Or it could be something that was said in this topic that you're kind of interested in. You go back to what was in this part of the conversation. Does everybody understand?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of simple. It's interesting because when I first went to Finland, they asked, most of our company classes would say, well, we want a little bit on small talk, because up in the north of Europe, a lot of people just don't like to. They don't like to small talk. They like deep conversations, but they don't like topical, just surface conversations. And so my colleagues and I read this book, and it helped us understand it because in our cultures we do small talk normally. So and I think there's a lot of native speakers that need to learn this. So personally. Okay, let's go to the next thing. So what we're going to do now is we're going to practice. We're going to practice on hobbies. So we're going to start with one person, and what I want you guys to do is talk as long as you can about a topic, and then if one of the other ones, say for example, we'll start with Ake and Rafa. You guys start talking about whatever you want to. But if Araceli, Nesreen, and Roxana, if you hear something that's interesting, jump into the conversation, okay? And let's see if we can have a conversation for as long as possible. And then if you guys run out of something to say, one of you run to the home page, which is this page right here, run back here and ask another question, and try to have it where it's similar to what you've already said. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. So Ake, I always have you start. I always have you start the questions. I'm not going to do it this time. Rafa, you ask Ake a question, and then gals, you jump in when you're interested. Okay.
Good morning, Aka.
Good morning, Rafa.
What time is in your country right now?
It's 5:30.
5:30.
Around 5:30. Yes.
I've heard in another classes that you are a fan, a Beatles fan.
Yeah.
You know everything about John Lennon and other Beatles guys. It is true.
I don't know whether
I
truly know about them, but I read a lot of books related to their life or their music. So or websites too. So I know some about them, something about them. Yeah.
And could you tell us what is the most interesting thing about Beatles that you can share with us?
Most interesting. Yeah, kind of. I met Paul McCartney. For me, privately, yeah, that's the most exciting thing. Watching Paul McCartney on the street. Yeah.
Why did you?
Did you really meet Paul McCartney?
Yes. As you can see, my icon picture. This is Paul. I took
is that
last
him?
November. Yes.
I had no idea who it was.
Yeah, it's I took this picture by my mobile phone, a low quality picture, but it's a kind of priceless picture for me.
Oh, I wondered why you had this fat white guy on you.
Yeah.
Oh, so no, I wouldn't have recognized him. So.
Yeah, if you open my profile, you can see the whole picture. Yeah, he's in a car on the street.
Oh, really? And you met him? Or you just saw him on the street? I mean, does he look...
Actually, 20 years ago when he came to my town, I talked to him and shook his hand to him.
I shook his hand?
Yeah, and because he said hello to me and another woman beside me, because there are not so many fans at that time. So, yeah, only two of us. Yeah.
Wow.
Do that, yeah. But this time a lot of fun around the street, so I cannot approach. Yeah, nobody can approach him. Yeah.
Okay. So in topic surfing or small talk, what's the next step you need to ask?
Okay, Rafa, and I want to know your hobby. Do you have any hobbies?
Yes, I have different hobbies. One of the most interesting for me is to talk in English and to learn English. And another, perhaps the most enjoyable for me, is to play tennis or paddle with my mates. I try to do at least every day. Do you know anything about tennis?
Tennis. I used to play tennis. Yeah, I know something about tennis, but I'm not a good tennis player. But it seems you are a kind of. How often do you play tennis? Every day?
Perhaps 3 or 4 times a week, per week, and at least 2 hours every day if I can.
Wow.
I enjoy a lot.
Great.
Me neither. I am not a good player, but I enjoy playing with my mates. It's interesting. Later we go to the bar to have some beers, and this is very funny for me.
Wow. So where do you play tennis? Usually in a kind of in a kind of public tennis court, a tennis club, or wherever?
Yeah, no, in a tennis club. Public tennis club is near my home, and I go there riding my bicycle or taking a walk in these sunny days. It's very near to very close to my house, and I go there.
Wow, sounds you spend a very healthy life. So
No.
wow.
I try.
And I think I heard you travel around the world or Europe or where have you traveled before?
Yes, I try to travel as much as I can. If I have enough time and enough money, I try to go abroad at least 1, twice, or 3 times every year. And this is a hobby too for me. Do you like travel?
Actually, I don't like travel so much, but yeah, I like going to the new place. But the process of going there is a kind of I have to enjoy the kind of long time travel on the airplane. So, but yeah, if I got an opportunity, I want to go travel around the world. And yeah, and go ahead.
Yeah, I want to ask you guys, where is the farthest country or place you've visited from your hometowns? What's your longest journey, your longest trip?
For me to America, close small town close to Atlanta, it takes maybe very long time actually, 15 hours, more than 15 hours actually, because I have to transit the airplane in America in Dallas to Atlanta. Yeah, how about you?
You visited Toronto?
I'm in a small town close to Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlanta.
Yeah.
Nice. So you know the States, and you, Rafa?
I was thinking perhaps Peru. Lima, Peru is one of the farthest places I ever goes. I never went to China, but because I'm afraid of the Asian country. But Peru is the most farther place I went. How about you, Araceli?
Yes, I guess I also I agree with you. Not that I'm afraid, but I've never visited Asia, but I feel curious about that. I don't know if I'll have the opportunity to go there. And I went to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania when I was just a teenager, and that is, I think, the more far I went from Spain.
Excuse me, Rafa. I'm curious. Why are you afraid from traveling to Asia?
I, I don't know, because perhaps it's a different culture. I'm afraid to don't understand any word in Chinese, and as I heard, people in China don't talk English, and the signals and is in Chinese, and I'm afraid to get lost. That's one point. Different culture, I think. Are you afraid of something?
What's the point? No. What's the point from traveling if you don't explore a new country and new culture? This is traveling. It's knowing and knowing new culture, new customs. Am I right?
I think it's just for some people, it's a fear of losing control. I know my sister would love to travel, but she doesn't want to travel by herself. She wants to travel with somebody that's been there, and maybe that's it. Because in Asia, with the writing different, what if you get lost? But of course, in Asia, everybody, because it's obvious you're a foreigner, they'll come and ask you, do you need help? And they'll come and practice English and so forth, right, Ake?
Yeah, yeah. Have you watched the movie called Lost in Translation? That described that feeling very well. You know, kind of.
I haven't seen it. I've heard about it.
Yeah, kind of American film, and located in Japan. And the American kind of famous star came to Japan, but he lost on the street, kind of, because maybe mainly a problem is the language. The writing style is very complicated, so a lot of Japanese writing and kind of, yeah. I think it's a kind of one attraction of traveling around the world, but at the same time, you know, kind of it's a kind of culture shock or that kind of thing. But yeah, I kind of, but you know, kind of people are curious about foreign people, so yeah. Usually they are kind of helpful for if you're lost in the street. Yeah, that's happening here as well.
By the way, I'm talking about the Lost in Translation movie. I remember it was a film about isolation, because both parts of the man and the girl are so isolated that they need each other to be closer, almost in silence. I think it's a movie about isolation of the people right now here in every country. Are you agree? Do you agree?
Yeah, I think so, because the protagonists feel loneliness. Yeah, so and kind of foreign country, far away from their mother country, yeah, provides an ideal situation to describe such kind of feeling.
I want to ask about traveling, you guys. What kind of traveling do you like? I think it's a lot of kind of traveling, and different people do different does different things in the new places. I know people who just like to eat something new, like to eat in different restaurants in the new places, or I know people who like to talk about new peoples. And what do you do in new places?
Are you talking about our location where we live?
No, when you're traveling.
No.
For example,
yeah. So you first.
when I travel, I really enjoy going to supermarkets. And it kind of gives me an idea of what the area is like. In the U.S., you know that you're in a different region of the U.S. based on what the main supermarket is. So up in Idaho, the main one is Albertsons or Winco. But down in the Midwest, it's Kroger. So I'd like to do that. And when I've gone to London, when I've gone to Ireland, a lot of different places, I will go to the supermarkets just to see what they're like. But that's me. So I think that's what you were asking, Roxana, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's exactly that.
So what are you?
Oh, sorry for interrupting. I was asking, what did you discover? What are the difference between different countries and different supermarkets?
Well, like I actually started this when I went to Korea the first time, and I went into the supermarket and it took me 5 minutes, and I walked right out because I was very overwhelmed. Because there were so many people, and I must have gone during a busy time. And so I just kind of get the idea of what the country's like a little bit from the supermarkets. It's kind of weird, but I always do it. I've gone to one in France. When I was in Paris, I went to one, and then just to see what the local items are that they sell, and are there any American products, and I can't describe it. Even when I was in New York City, I went into a local supermarket because I wanted to see how different it is from my area. So.
But about the products or about the people who are shopping?
Both. Everything about it. The atmosphere. New York City's the little local supermarkets are really different than the area where we are. So that's just me. I'm weird.
I'm doing the same thing. To know the local people's life, going to the owner's shop there is very curious. And sometimes I find a delicious good food, which I cannot find sightseeing spots, restaurants, actually. So yeah, I know what you mean.
Me too, cause when I was abroad, when I was traveling, always I tried to find an apartment. I preferred this kind of apartment than a hotel, cause it's more easy for me to stay at home, have different room to stay. For this reason, apartments are better than a hotel for me and for my wife. Many times we spent at the supermarket to find the food, find the meals, and it's interesting the different situation. But in Europe or in many countries are so similar. They are the same food, the same brands, always the same. That is, you feel yourself like at home. There are no differences.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And there are different, not there, especially in the tourist sections. But if you go to the non-tourist sections, that's when you see some of the unique differences. A question for you, Rafa: have you ever done any house sitting?
House sitting?
Yeah, are you familiar with that? This is one of my goals. This is what I want to do when in the next few years. And that's where you go and people advertise that you go. Maybe they're going on holiday and they want somebody to stay in their home and water their plants, take care of their pet, feed their pet, and stuff like that. And there's a lot of places that people that are looking for house sitters. So, like for example, you could go to the UK, and all you have to do is pay to get to the UK, and then you could stay in houses in local communities in the UK or Australia or the US, or I think there's even some house sitters in Spain and stuff like that.
Yeah, right now I'm very interested in this point because I found many people that try to share their houses and share with another people from other countries. I try to find this webpage. I'm very interested because many people told me that it's so beautiful, so polite. People are so polite and take care of your house, of your home, and you don't pay for anything, at least your travel fees.
Yeah,
no,
it could.
I think it's,
Araceli, it could be dangerous. There is a Araceli. There is a level of risk for that, because maybe you have somebody stay in your home that's going to rob you, but it might be a situation where you could do a home exchange as well. You stay in their home and they stay in yours. So.
Yes, I haven't heard about that. I mean, if you know the people, yes, but like trying to contact people or that you don't know personally, it seems like you don't know who is going to stay at your house.
Yeah, Aka, have you heard of that? It's called couch surfing.
Couch surfing. Yeah, I've heard of that and about the website. But I think it's a bit risky, you know.
It is risky,
if it is a good match, but I'm not brave enough to allow the kind of complete stranger in my house.
Okay, yeah. Anatoly, I don't know about everybody else, but I'm enjoying your video.
Hello, everyone.
Are you walking down? You're walking down the street?
Yes. I'm walking in the park now, and I use now iPhone and front camera from iPhone allow me to enjoy the class and working in the same time. Because I use Wi-Fi here.
That's really awesome.
It's a beautiful country.
Yeah, well, it looks like it.
Where are you? What is the name
it is Moscow.
Moscow.
Yeah.
You can see it is a museum, it is a park where we can find lots of sculptures, actually old sculptures from Soviet Union. For example, in front of us, perhaps you can see herb of Soviet Union. If I turn to right, you can see very big sculpture of Peter the Great on the Moscow River. Moscow River after that trees.
This is just amazing. I'm just totally shocked with what technology can do. You know, Ake, he's in Japan. Anathela and Rafa are both in Spain. Nazarine's in Egypt. Roxana's also in Russia. I'm in Idaho, USA, and we're all watching you take a walk in a park.
By the way, I looked before.
This is globalization.
Yeah.
Yes.
And technology.
I looked for the title of this class, Small Talk, and I remember a case when I joined to the conference call using Google Hangout here from Verblem in the district community, and somebody asked me to take small talks with the people around which are working here, because many people are interested in studying English, and they asked me to welcome them from the different countries.
Yeah.
It's interesting also.
Yeah, that is. I now want to go back to Russia. I would go to Russia. I've never been there, but I can't go to Russia and not go to Finland, so that's what I was thinking. Yeah, wow. And it looks like we're almost out of time. So, just in case you guys have not been watching, I have been filling on the chat. I am writing out different. When I hear some language issues, I write out what could have been said. For example, I did write on at the time index 2. Well, it would be 35 past the hour because you guys have a different time. I wrote fun versus funny. What is the difference between? I went. What is the difference between it is fun? It is fun and it is funny.
Okay, it is fun. It means it's interesting. It is funny. It means something makes you laugh.
Okay. Yeah. More or less. But actually, it is fun is something that we experience. So, watching Anatoly take a walk is fun. Okay. But if it was funny, we're all laughing. So to have basically fun is to have fun. So you're experiencing it.
So I know what I have this doubt. Fun is also an adjective, not only a noun.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's why we confuse it so much. So
yeah. So fun. Well, funny is the adjective, and fun is to have fun. So it's a verb and an adjective.
Mm-hmm.
It's a verb.
Can I say? I'm sorry. Can I say it's fun to watch this film, and its film is funny?
Yeah, it's fun to watch this film, but the film is funny. That's exactly how it is. Because you can't say, if you say what's the difference between I am having fun and I am funny? Anybody know?
I am funny. It means I make the people around me laugh.
Yes.
I'm funny.
Exactly. So I am funny.
Yes. It means I have sense of humor. I have sense of humor, right?
Yes, exactly. Where I am having fun means I am enjoying what I'm doing. So, and that's these are kind of words that are common mistakes made by everyone. So, but anyway, okay, we're just almost out of time. So, Anatoly, where are we now?
We are now in the center of Moscow city in Russia, in the Park Museum.
Okay. So, I'm a statue person, and I would be stopping at every statue and posing next to it, and making whoever I'm with take a picture. So how many statues are there in this park?
Oh, I think hundreds.
One day in the life of Moscow, Holly in Moscow. So, anyway, all right. Well, thank you very much for your participation in this class, and I hope you guys learned something and are able to leave having achieved a little bit of your goals. I know it's a long process to practice your language and to improve. So, thank you very much, and everyone have a good day. I'll be heading to bed soon. I'm not sure exactly when it will happen, but it's now 3 a.m. so it's time. So, okay, bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.